east wall of this meeting room. Tonight's agenda was posted in 3 public locations: the Eagle Municipality Building, the Eagle Fire and Rescue, and the Eagle Municipal Park. The village board will now stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. And the audience that wish to participate, please join. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As a reminder to the public, if you wish to speak on an agenda item tonight, you must first raise your hand and be recognized by the chair. Upon the recognition, please state your name and address on all agenda items except for open forum. Each member of the public wishing to speak on the topic will be allowed to speak one time each for a period of up to 3 minutes. Speakers should direct comments to the board, not to the audience. Speakers shall not disrupt the proceeding of the public body, nor should speak out of turn. I'll bring us to agenda item number 1, report from law enforcement.
For the month of December, Cass County Sheriff's Office patrolled just under 199 hours and answered 23 calls for service, issued 12 citations and 20 warnings and violations.
I got a couple questions. On here, there's a couple different thefts here. What's going on
Yes. there? Let's see. The first one was actually an auto theft. It was juveniles in a vehicle with the keys that were left in it. Was taken from one end of town, recovered it right on the other side of town. So that was recovered right as it happened. Another one looks like was a chronic shoplifter, known shoplifter to one of the local businesses. Don't have a disposition on it. I think that person may have already been gone before we got there. And then another one looks like it was like a inside a private residence where I don't know all the details behind that one. But
were the juveniles ticketed, or what happened to that one?
On which one?
On the first one there, were the juveniles ticketed, or what happened?
I believe they were when they released to their parents. So. Also, be aware that everybody should be getting their new flags. Is that the red ones?
Yes, red and white.
Red this year, yep.
Okay. I don't have it on me.
Make sure you make note of that and watch for those if you would, please.
I think we got an email.
Yep.
About a parking deal.
I don't know.
Yeah, so there's up in the heights, some vehicles are parking the wrong direction. I don't know
if that was it or
was that part of it. I know I seen there were some complaints on it.
But it was up in that area, and I don't remember what it was, but I think it was something, maybe they moved their vehicle for a couple weeks and then put it back out or something, one of those. I'm sure. I think they said they'd gone through you, now they're going through us. So I think they said you guys had warned them before, and I don't remember the.
Possibly. I'm not sure right now. It's a never-ending battle. Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. On to item number 2, report from building and zoning administrator. That's good. On to item number 3, open forum. Anybody have anything to say?
I have something at the end if nobody else has anything.
There you go.
My name is Becky Tennant, and I just wanted to thank the board on behalf of Alabama Rec. I don't know if you've been down to see the pool field, but it is looking pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited about it. We still have one more thing that we're working on, but it is it is almost done. So I'm excited to start the year out, and I think the ladies are going to be pretty pumped about it. And I've been down there a couple times already, and kids are already down there practicing and stuff like that because of the nice weather. So it's been awesome. It looks really good.
Are they gonna put something behind the dugouts?
That's the one thing that I have to do.
Okay.
So behind the visitor dugout, since you guys gave us more than what was originally budgeted, what we're gonna actually do there is put some like drainage and then like a retaining wall.
I was
And
wondering
that
if
way you could walk behind that, because otherwise it's gonna
it's gonna
just,
wash out.
yep, exactly. So that's the last thing that we're gonna do is the retaining wall behind the visitor dugout.
Okay.
But, and then we also were able to get, we did attempt to keep the benches, but they were not salvageable. So we had to buy new ones, and then we also got new, like, bat helmet boxes and bat things there.
They
So,
were pretty old.
yeah, it looks really, really
That would
nice.
be really nice.
We're talking 30-something.
Yeah, I tried, because I was like, maybe we can move them, and, yeah, but he said no, so. But yes, so thank you very much. If you have any questions, definitely let me know, but it looks amazing, so.
It's okay. My dad just probably rolled over in his grave.
I might be able to get some wood and put it by his grave if you want.
He never threw anything away, so.
Yeah, so pretty excited.
Anybody else?
No, go ahead.
I'm just going to read a statement from James Dobbins, who couldn't be here tonight. Dear board members and members of the public, I'm writing to you tonight to provide an important update regarding my status on this board. It was my initial intention to have a resignation letter submitted this evening. However, after a period of heavy reflection and deep consideration, I have decided to remain in my position for the time being. As many of you are aware, our board and our community are currently navigating a series of tumultuous circumstances. We are facing significant challenges that require a steady hand and a commitment to transparency. In speaking with my family, close friends, and many of you in the community, the message I received was clear. Now is not the time to step away. I have been humbled by the reminder that I hold a voice and a perspective that is needed more than ever during this time of transition. I want to be transparent about my current situation. My professional obligations currently require me to be out of state during many of our scheduled meeting nights. While this physical distance is a temporary challenge, it does not diminish my commitment or my ability to advocate for the best interests of our residents. I believe it is in the best interest of the community that I remain available to offer my input and ensure that the values I was elected to uphold continue to be represented. Looking ahead, I recognize that things may change, whether it is a shift in my work schedule, the results of the upcoming November election, or the resolution of current items of discussion. I will continue to evaluate how I can best serve this body. If there comes a time when the community no longer needs my specific involvement, I will act accordingly. Until then, I want to express my deepest gratitude for the grace, patience, and support you have shown me during this unexpected chapter of my life. To my colleagues and my neighbors, thank you for your understanding and for your continued trust. That's all.
If there is not anything else, we'll move on to item number 4. Discuss possible action, consider Eagle Parks and Recreation Commission's proposal to install 2 soccer/football combination goals east of the pool.
I'll kick this off. So, Becky and I had spoken the fall, so on behalf of kind of partnering with Albo Eagle Rec and Parks and Rec about a need for soccer/football goals. So wanting to gauge interest from the board before we go down the road of possibly applying for grants. We have the 5K set aside that was approved for Parks and Rec specifically. What is it? The Cass County Tourism Grant would be up to 5K, I guess, if they matched us.
Yeah, it'd be matching, and we could apply for that.
Yeah, and so before I go down that road, just wanted to kind of talk through. So this would target, it'd be the east side of the pool in that green space. This would target 10 and under, so pre-K through 5th grade. And Becky can talk more about the need.
Yeah, well, so I brought it up just because obviously my kids play soccer and there isn't really a place for them to play soccer. There's also a decent amount of Eagle kids that play soccer for the YMCA or in Elmwood on those leagues, and they practice at the school sometimes. The other thing is football. So you can verify this, Nick, because I reached out to Ozzy, and Ozzy apparently reached out to you, also asking if there was any place in Eagle that the junior bikes could practice. And so he has about 100 kids in that program, and so this would also give them a place to practice. And he said that, you know, they practice like 2 to 3, 4 times a week. It's usually about, I'd say every team has about 20, 25 kids on it. So, you know, that would also be utilized for them as well. And so I was just trying to think of a way to maximize the use of that by making it dual, as in soccer and football.
Would they be permanent or temporary? I mean, could you put them away in the wintertime to make them last longer, or?
So there's 2 options actually. There is the option for that, and then the option to permanently put them in. And I guess if we wanted to move them, we'd have to dig them out. You would probably want to take, regardless, you'd want to take off the nets.
Yeah.
You know, for the winter. I didn't know if, I guess I don't know what your thoughts are on whether we want them to be movable in the park. I don't know if I.
You're not going for regulation, you're just going one end to the other?
Well, actually, because we would make them like, it's not going to be the whole thing. Because then what if somebody kicks a field goal and it gets in the pool? You know, so you don't want that. So it'd have to be smaller. Not that any kid is kicking like that at bike hoops. We don't have any of them. But anyway, so I was going to make it smaller, like a 10U for soccer, but anyone could.
Are you thinking of going north, south, or east, west?
I was thinking it would be east, west. So
What are you gonna do with the disc golf nets that are already there?
Those can move.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
those.
I'm sorry?
Those can move pretty easily from what we've heard.
You paid somebody to supposedly locate them where they are. How are you gonna, you don't just move them again and just move them. I mean, there's supposed to be some sort of criteria to it, so.
No, we didn't really use any criteria, we just kind of randomly.
Yep.
So I would think moving those would be fine.
Because we were looking at, I was going to say, like, potentially people are, like, teams are calling to ask if they can
Oh,
rent the space, you
yeah.
know, too. So, like, if there's possible for income there, if, like, you rent the field, like, to the bikes or whatever these things are.
Yeah. So obviously, and I do know that people called Jorge about renting, you know, soccer fields and stuff, and Waverly, and it's just, they're full. They're not.
Is this something that AE Rec would want to handle, or Parks and Rec, or?
I think it would be you guys, right?
Well, yeah, I think we'd have to, like, work out, because we didn't get all the details worked out. We did discuss these things, however, that maintenance and things like that, but we, like, the grants due, like, the application at the end of the month, and so we were going to get together here in a couple. The intent, right?
Yes.
And so we were going to get together in a couple weeks, but we kind of wanted to run it by you guys to see, like, if it'd be worth. It sounds bad, but, like, the effort, you know what I'm saying? It was, like, lying for this thing, and,
I
like,
like
if it's
that
absolutely off the table, you know, we didn't want to apply for it, but, you know,
I think it's a good idea.
it's something they can utilize and finally utilize the space maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know, like, moving the flag, yeah, that's, I mean, we didn't foresee this in the future, but I guess if anything you have to do, that's probably the least.
We're all
You know.
we're all kind of flexible on that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
If we start renting this out, does that lead us to any liability more? And perhaps Maureen can even answer that better than anybody here.
Say that again,
guess-
John. I can't hear
Well, I
you.
think can
I'm
we,
sorry?
Can we?
I can't hear you.
The fans left.
If you start renting out this quote soccer and football field to others that want to use it, does that put us at an increased liability? With our own residents, I can kind of understand, well, we're already kind of covered whether we,
That has nothing to do with it. The question with liability has to do whether you've basically prepared that property so you don't have holes and things in it for people to fall on. But if you don't charge admission, we have an exemption from liability.
But
Just like
renting
the
it is
recreational.
a form of
At the
payment.
point that
It's-
you rent it out and you charge for it, then we need to make sure we have coverage,
Okay,
figure like
regardless
we
of
were-
whether they live in town or residents or not.
I figure like
Okay.
we were like renting it out too, like get the money to help with like maybe the maintenance, so it's probably maintain things like that. 'Cause these
Yeah,
fields, like,
and that's
you know.
gonna be expensive.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think it just really depends on,
That ground's pretty bad right now.
yeah, I think it really depends on how, I think this could be phased out.
Yeah.
So I think like the first phase would be, just put up some goals and, and then,
Let them practice or whatever.
yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, you're not gonna get, the high level soccer teams playing on it, because the ground is not where you want it to be. But could you have your local kids kicking around and playing? Yeah, it gives them a place to play.
Well, it gives you a place to start too, and you can
Yeah.
gauge interest.
And then, gauge interest, and then your phase two, depending on the interest would be,
The
hey, do we try to do something more with the ground? But I think this is just like a phase one, gauge interest, see how much it would get utilized before you put a bunch of money into something that may not get utilized for, you want the return on investment.
Mhm.
Well, if you were able to rent it out down the road too, you could use that towards insurance as well.
Right, and then eventually, like, you put some, like, little bleachers up or things like that for people to walk, like, everything that's what we were talking about in phases, like, this would be the first phase to kind of see, and
We have some bleachers.
you went,
We have some bleachers.
yeah, and I mean, that, like, right around the corner, yeah, and I think we looked outside of that.
How much do you think those goals are, Becky, approximately?
We do know.
Are we looking at the ones that were like $6,000 for the fair?
Yes, and
But
but then it's like
but
a,
it's-
it's like 1,000 to ship it, so it ends up to be like
So-
7,200 for the goals.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
So then if we have the 5,000 plus we can get the grant, I mean, that
Yeah.
gives us into phase one, at least.
And then you
Yeah,
have to
Install it,
install,
obviously.
pay to get it installed and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and that would leave a little money to get it installed if we could get it, huh?
I'm thinking phase one would have to include the ground too, leveling, because it's pretty choppy and pretty rough. Like they're saying, we can't even start to rent it out if having twisted ankles and stuff like that.
Is that something that our guys can do? Or
No, we'd have to hire somebody to
You
do
can't
that.
do
No, I don't have the equipment for it. And then it'd have to be seeded and watered and stuff.
Yeah.
And then water continuously, keep it.
Yeah.
It's on a hill, it's
I
dries
mean,
up pretty
In-ground
fast.
sprinklers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you have to water it.
So
Yes.
the first phase would be a big phase.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm guessing it would end up being over the 10,000, but not crazy high over the 10,000.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I think it'd be within reason.
give you a good start.
Yeah.
so, and then like, like when we budget for like the next year coming up too, like in August, like we include that, like, I mean, that gives us,
I mean,
Thanks,
we
we
could
got
try to
something
do, we could try to do like the goals and stuff this year, and then the ground next year or something, and kind of,
Just don't try to rent anything out.
yeah,
correct, like let the kids play on it,
No,
like if they practice on it and you're not renting it, that's their own liability,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So then you wouldn't have
Yeah.
any there and they can decide, the teams, coaches, if it's too rocky, but like, and then maybe they would have suggestions
Yeah, they
Yeah.
on like where we could go from there, kind of
Yeah.
deal, best utilize our money and.
Yeah, and then, you don't have to answer this now, but would you want it permanent, like, would you want it in the ground, or do you want it to be able to move?
I think permanent's probably okay because it's like the disc golf. If you
Yes.
have to do something, you can change
Right.
things.
Well, and then I was thinking we might run into the pickleball situation, like, okay, you have these, but then which team gets it out? Where do they get it from? Who has the key? Who lets them in? Like, and then where do you store them? I mean, then you turn into that, like,
Right.
detail too, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
and you
oh,
want
that came
kids-
back into my head,
You want kids to randomly be able to go up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kids can play whenever
Yeah.
they wanted to up there then.
Yeah, and
You
then
would
somebody would just have to be in charge of the net like they
Yeah,
do the
just like
volleyball.
The
volleyball.
net's down, yeah.
Yep, when you take down volleyball, you take down
Yeah.
soccer, you do it at the same time.
Are we gonna have a fence?
No.
No, not at this point.
How, I don't know exactly how wide that field is, but pretty much gonna have to be centered in that field though, because
It would be, so
you're worried
10
about
you
kicking
field,
into the football.
yeah.
I'm worried more about kicking into the street.
So
on the
yes,
other
I
side,
was
so it'd
thinking it
have
would
to
be
be
like
pretty much
centered,
centered.
so you have room on both sides.
Yeah.
So it says a 10U field is like 105 to 135 wide, and then 135 to 165 long is like what they're saying for a 10U field.
Probably at least double that.
Yeah.
Most kids, I would say your vast majority of kids that are trying out soccer, where you're gonna get the biggest bang for your buck are the younger kids.
Yep.
By the time they get older, typically,
They go
you're
somewhere
gonna need
else.
some sort of,
Traveling.
Could it eventually, I mean, I'm talking down the road, you know, like whatever, once we get it all, could it eventually lead to Eagle having their own little soccer team like Waverly does?
Potentially.
oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
Or
like
even flag
even,
football, because you say
Yep,
there's 4
so
flag
flag-
football teams,
yep,
4?
there's
really?
there's like 4 that I know of flag football teams that utilize the outfield of the, Memorial Field right now for practice, and those are just Eagle only teams. I mean, they got a few Waverly kids, but they do all their practicing here, and then they play their games in Waverly on the flag football league. So yes, and honestly, we've been partnering with Waverly. Although Eagle Rec has been working quite a bit with Waverly recently, so you know, there's definitely opportunities there.
Because they're obviously expanding a little bit, so they're gonna need someone to overfill, you know?
I like the idea.
It's worth us filling out the grant, is what you're saying? Is that what we're voting
Yes,
on?
you have
Yes.
to go for
Leaning that way.
Dan?
Yep.
John?
I haven't really heard any dollar numbers that this is gonna cost taxpayers, so,
It'd be the budgeted 5,000 this year probably, which
because I was gonna say, I don't think the budget included it this year much, so.
it'd just be the ready 5,000 that's already allowed for that. That'd just be their big project for the year and that.
So, getting that, what did we say, it was 7,100 for the goal, $7,169.98. That would include shipping, that's what the pair of goals would be.
And it's hoping to get a matching grant.
Yeah, matching grant for 5
So
grand,
they'd
so that
pay-
leaves us a couple grand to then utilize, install it, and, yeah, try to go into the ground phase, you know. Whatever we can talk to them.
I say go for it, write the grant.
It's not saying that we're gonna approve it for sure, it's just saying it's worth
Yeah,
applying for the grant. There's a good enough.
No, I've got no problem with anybody ever applying for grants.
but we didn't know if, you know, if that land was gonna be, you know, utilized for something else, you know, so we just wanted to make sure that it would be like free and clear as of now to apply for it kind of deal, yeah.
I think so. Can't promise it at the end, but I think
Right.
it'd be good.
We
Anything
understand.
else?
Thank you guys for doing that.
Yes. All right, moving on to item number 5, discuss possible action, first reading of ordinance 2026-1.
Motion to introduce ordinance 2026-01.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Voting on the motion to introduce ordinance 2601. Dan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
John?
Yes,
Marcus?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance number 2601 is an ordinance of the Village of Eagle to amend Chapter 3, Articles 1 and 2 of the Municipal Code pertaining to water and sewer rates by amending said rates. To provide an effective date for said rates, to provide the chair and the appropriate department, whether one or more of the Village of Eagle, are hereby authorized and directed to implement this ordinance. To provide for the severability of any section, clause, provision, or portion found unconstitutional or invalid. To repeal all ordinances in conflict herewith. To provide that this ordinance shall be published within the first 15 days after its passage and approval, either in pamphlet form or by posting in 3 public places in the village. Let's see, so what is this about? Section 3108 deals with the Eagle water system, and 3-221 is for the Eagle sewer system. The changes You can start to see those on page 2. Currently, we have a $31, what we call a sewer base rate. And what we're looking to do is essentially cut that in half and put half towards water and half towards sewer. There'll be about $1 difference altogether. So we would move $16 to water and then knock sewer from 31 down to 16. So the change overall for each individual household or business is $1.
What's the idea behind wanting to do that?
The sewer bonds are now paid off. So now we're looking at trying to, get some more money going towards the water. We know water's coming up,
Yeah.
whether it's wells or a new water tower in the future. We got a big, I shouldn't say big, an acreage development off to the west. They'll be utilizing our water out that way. So we'll capture some of that. Currently, there's only one property affected by the water rate increase. And that's just, is it an acreage property? Yeah, an agricultural property just north of town. But once the west builds and south, if that ever goes, they'll be affected by both of these as well. So currently, we have the rates effective 17th day of February, and the only reason we went with that date is that I didn't know how many readings you guys wanted to do. You wanted to do all 3 readings, 2 readings, 1. That's completely up to you. Had Maureen look this over, but that's mostly what it's about. Is we need to accurately charge for the operation of each system. Water needs help, and sewer's doing okay. Questions on that one?
Motion to accept that first reading then of ordinance 2026-01.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Vote on the motion second to accept the first reading of ordinance 2601. Terry?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Marcus? Yes. Motion carried.
Can I get a motion to,
If you want to suspend the rules, you can ask if there's any interest in that.
Originally, I was opposed to suspending the rules because it was liable to raise the prices outside of the village. However, in this case, most of them are strictly on sewer, and we just decreased that monthly rate. They're going to get a break out of this on that. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd still be in favor of suspending the rules now, and I will make that motion, suspend the rule, 3 consecutive readings on 2026-01.
I'll second.
Discussion. Voting on the motion second to suspend the rules. 3 consecutive readings of ordinance 2601. Dan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Marcus?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Finally, then, a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-01.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Voting on the motion second to adopt ordinance 2601. Terry?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Marcus?
Yes.
Motion carried.
on item number 6, discuss possible action on resolution 2026-1
Is
adopting.
it supposed to be O2?
No, resolution 01. ordinance 01.
Okay.
I just tricked you.
I was just checking.
Adopting a policy governing public comment at meeting of the public body of the Village of Eagle. Can I get a motion to introduce resolution 2026-01?
So moved.
Second.
Do you second, Mark?
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion. Voting on the motion second to introduce resolution 2026-01. Terry?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Marcus?
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 2601 is to adopt a policy governing public comment in meetings of the public body of the Village of Eagle, Nebraska. To summarize, this is an Open Meetings Act. Open Meetings Act recently changed. I think it was in May. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's kind of adjust to how they're recommending we do these public comment types sessions. Item 1 on there, rules addressing public participation and conduct of persons attending meetings of the village board shall be implemented as set forth in Exhibit A and posted at meetings of the village board. Number 2, an agenda item titled Public Comment will be included on the agenda for every meeting of a public body of the village. So that would replace what we call open forum right now. All of the resolutions or parts of resolutions passed and adopted prior to the passage and conflict herewith are hereby repealed. So, second page is Exhibit A. You'll see the public participation rules. There's 7 of them. I think I don't think there's anything different on there that we don't already do. It's just kind of putting it on paper. Maureen helped me with this. She helped the other community or two update their rules on public participation. So, I mean, I don't think I need to read all these. If somebody has any direct questions after looking it over, I don't think there's any big changes.
Questions or comments? If not, can we give a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-01?
Motion to adopt 2026-01.
A second.
Discussion. Voting on the motion second to adopt Resolution 2601. John?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Marcus?
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 7, discuss possible action, approve the 2026 groundbreaking level annual investment with Cass County, Nebraska Economic Development Council in the amount of $1,000. Any questions or comments on that?
This would be the same as last year, I guess. If I don't know, currently what have we done with them for the last year, Terry? Right now we're kind of working on if you look at item 10, they're helping us with item 10. I guess I could have put those closer together, but they're helping us with, when I say they, MAPA, I guess, who's CC and EDC is part of MAPA, if you will, or a client of theirs. So they're helping us with sales tax right now. What else did we do with these guys?
Well, early last year, NAPA came out with community discussion, board discussions.
Oh, was that this year?
Josh was here
That's
2
right.
times this spring. Well, 1 time early last winter and 1 time this spring. We've not seen him since, but we get the Omaha magazines, et cetera, et cetera. I've always said it's a good insurance policy to have.
We haven't had a whole lot of development go on in 2025 yet, but 2026 could be different. I don't know.
We've been in this for 15 to 18 years, and I've never seen them do anything for us yet, quite honestly. Hey, I've changed insurance companies at home, and I've changed banks at home when they don't satisfy what my desires are. So you can go however you want to, but I'm saying they haven't done much for us at this point. So you can use the argument, hey, it's an insurance policy. You're wasting your money if you're not getting anything out of it. It's board's choice.
How much, so what have they been doing with item number 10 for us?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what she got going on right now. We met with her once. She wants to hear what we decided on intent before she goes any further. I mean, she wants to know what the board's decision is, but she met with Terry and I, and it was just a virtual phone call. Just kind of wants to know what direction to go. She's got a website up. It's obviously not live yet to the public, but it would explain where the sales tax money would go towards rehabbing this place. Is it going to go towards our share of the fire and rescue building? Things of that nature. It's a public education thing.
And there's involvement with a class at University of Nebraska at Omaha. They put together an example educational pamphlet that we can use. It has to be tweaked a little bit, and that is through MAPA and Cass County Economic Development. And 2 years ago, 2 years ago, they worked with us putting together the community survey, et cetera. So, your decision.
Yeah, you kind of have to ask them to help. I mean, it's one of those things you have to utilize them. You have to come to them and ask for whatever you want.
What other options are there? I mean, so John, you say that you've been with them, working with them for quite a while.
We've been paying, I won't say we're working with them, they're supposedly working for us, and yet I'm saying, well, what are we getting? And MAPA is an entirely different organization than your economic development here. It's two separate things.
Is there like a better thing to, or something else to look into to utilize that money to get a better bang for your buck?
No,
There's nothing out there, but I don't know what would be a better bang for your buck if you're not getting anything, so.
Yeah,
Basically anything.
I'm going to turn it around and ask the
Yeah,
board,
I
what
disagree
has the
with it.
board asked them to do?
nothing.
Actually, I have asked,
We
I
have
have
asked
a
them.
list for them.
We
to
have
look
asked
at.
them. Terry, yes,
But they
Terry's made the
they
most.
did what they did what we asked.
They've done what we've asked,
We were just denied on everything that they tried to get for us.
well, because the community's still too small. But no, they've done what we've asked, and they know what we're looking for. They have a list. And possibly when south of the highway gets developed and we have 9 commercial spots, then they have a potential to help the developer sell them.
And if you look on here, like, Elwood's smaller than us, and they helped them do funding for completion of their downtown development plan. I don't know what that is. I've been to Elwood, but yeah, you just kind of got to get them involved with what you want to do.
Well, I want to ask one last question. Right now, south of the highway is not going to be in the city limits. Are businesses located on that side within our city limits?
Yes,
We know
it'll
that.
be annexed in, that's the guarantee, yes.
I got one other comment. If we were to not do this, there's no reason we couldn't go right back into it a year from now and do it another $1,000 at that point. So if we just took a year off, it really wouldn't affect a
No, I think
lot.
it's what I think the biggest thing is like a perception thing. I mean, we're second, third biggest city in Cass County. And
We're second
we
biggest.
kind of look like we're backwards if we're not involved in something like this. But
Actually, we suspended it once before in the terms I've been on here. And hey, that caught them off guard. So the next meeting, they were here to try to win us back, which it was granted at that time, and we hope to get better results. But I'm just saying, board's call.
I think it's a good idea for the perception of being involved with the county. That's my opinion.
if you guys want to wait, I can have Josh come back out. If you want to do that again. I mean, if it was 10 grand, I'd say, be careful, but you're paying like what? Less than $100 a month.
Get a motion to approve or not?
I'll make a motion to approve the $1,000 fee for the groundbreaking level annual investment of Cass County, Nebraska economic development.
Or do we want to wait 1 seconds?
It's up to you guys. You guys want me just to deny it, or do you want me to amend to say the motion died for lack of a second? Do you want me just to tell them we're not going to do it, or do you want to invite them out? What do you want to do?
I was skeptical last year in this, and I haven't gotten much, seemed like we haven't gotten much done, so I'm not really on board with it right now.
Is it going to affect anything with our sales tax then?
No, you're just not going to get,
Their input on it.
What about the website?
it just makes us look like Alva than the city.
Right.
I'm saying lack of a second. Lack of a second, moving on. discuss possible action, approve transfer of $1,824 from general accounts to the USDA.
SDA loan, Eagle Municipal Building.
Can I get a motion to approve the transfer of $1,800 or $1,824 to EFTA?
So moved.
A second.
All right, discussion. Voting on the motion second to approve the transfer of $1,824 from the general account to the USDA reserve account for EFGA. Voting John,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 9, discuss possible action, consider village board member or members and municipal staff to attend the League of Nebraska Municipalities 2026 Midwinter Conference on February 23rd and 24th, 2026 in Lincoln.
Is anybody on the board interested in attending? I know I'd like to go again. It's a nice way to get my hours out of the way for the year, most of them at least. And I don't know, the last couple of years I've went, I thought it was pretty good, so
I don't mind going there.
I didn't do the math, see how much it is exactly, but
It's pretty informative to go to.
conference is what, 410? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not gonna remember what he asked exactly. Okay, so then one other thing from James, he had mentioned, and this is totally up to you guys, but he said, you know, his suggestion was the board consider getting the videos package, maybe even. You know, for those of you that don't attend, they have recordings only. I'm just mentioning that on his behalf. So, which it looks like that's the same price as attending.
But up front, I think there is something on here you wanted to attend though, wasn't there, Nick?
Yeah, this one I would go to the conference. Yeah, I would probably look to do the full conference. So the $410. If we do the lunch is fine. If we don't, fine. It's up to you guys. I think typically we do. But
Another $66, so $476.
It's kind of fun to network with people though from
Yeah.
different areas.
Who would be interested in going? Paul,
I would be.
Terry, I wouldn't mind. John, do you want to go this year?
No.
Dan?
I don't know. I can't commit yet. Probably not at this time. Okay, when do we have to know?
well, you'd want to know pretty quick. I mean, the discounted price is. We'd have one more meeting before. You know, if you wanted to. If you decide later on, just let me know if I put it back on.
Okay.
But you have another meeting or so before you have to decide.
Or we could approve you, but just don't buy your ticket until then.
Yeah. Up to 4 attendees or something.
Up to 4 attendees.
Where's this at?
Downtown.
The Cornhusker Hotel. Or whatever it's called.
I must mention here, we had once before that a board member signed up for some of these and then didn't attend, and yet we were out the money. We don't want to see that, so don't put your name forward unless you intend to be there.
Okay.
Not sure if I can arrange parking. I'll check on that.
That is nice.
It is.
I'll make the motion to approve up to 4 board members going for $476 per person. And then, yeah, if Dan just let know, a guaranteed yes before he buys your ticket.
Okay.
He won't do it until you
Yeah, I'll hold off on yours.
hold
Dan.
off on yours until you commit.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Exactly what are we asking to do now?
Marcus made a motion to approve up to 4 individuals, 3 board members and myself, attending the full midwinter conference. And then Dan's gonna let us know if he can go or not, but we won't buy a ticket until
Then I must be-
476 per
476 per person. Yep.
I have to be a devil's advocate here then, because there is a recall election before this ever takes place. And there isn't anybody on this board that knows the actual result, although I think that Terry will be retained. I don't know that. What happens if she isn't? Because I think she was indicating she wanted to go.
At that point, either you could go or James.
I mean, you can't get your money back, I don't believe.
No, you could try to find a substitute, either you or James could possibly go, if you change your mind to go. Or,
Well, yeah, I
or
mean-
Terry.
It's totally up to you guys. The only other thing you could do is, if you wanted to wait till after the 6th, it's only, what, $35 more. Or she just goes anyway. I don't know. What do you think, Terry?
I would go with that.
I'll still stand with my motion approving 4 members to go. Buying 3 right away and then holding off on the 4th one.
Okay.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Let's vote. Dan?
Yes.
Marcus?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're good. Terry?
Yes.
John?
Yes,
Motion carried.
Item number 10, discuss possible action, consideration of a sales tax measure for a contribution toward the new community center / fire and rescue station.
Terry, I wasn't thinking when you asked me that question back on item 7, but, and I don't know the answer, but my guess is, I don't know if they're gonna help us out for free or not. I don't know.
Well, I think Matt will continue
Okay.
now, but,
And are they the ones doing the website and stuff?
yeah.
Okay.
We don't pay them anything. So I don't know how somehow they're linked, and I don't know how that works.
That's not, they work in conjunction with Cass County Economic Development, but they are also on their own. And they will help us, Matt will help us continue on the sales tax initiative.
Regardless.
The thing is with this, if you want it on the May ballot, we've got to really get started.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to end up in the November ballot. By that time, expenses are going to start, so.
So I think the biggest thing Terry and I need to know for MAPPA, and whomever else is involved, is I think we all agree that we want to use the sales tax for this building. Do we want to use some towards our share of their fire and rescue building too?
It depends on what's needed, I guess.
Before like we'd probably do a loan payment here and then whatever we have extra towards the bond payment down there.
so it's got an ending date or it's on there forever?
It's got an ending date.
Yeah, it would be like, I don't know, 20 years or something. I don't know. We'd have to look into that.
Well,
And you just specified that it was for the,
for two
That and
items,
this.
they're turning this into a community center and for the fire and rescue building.
Yeah.
And as soon as those 2 are paid off,
Then
it
it
ends.
Yeah.
It's a half a cent.
So we take the half a cent, put it in a separate account. We'd have to account for that specifically for those 2 projects.
And it's kind of up to the board whether you want to pay, spend half of it for fire and rescue, half of it for this, or all of it for this, and what's left over fire and rescue.
do you have to
Somebody's
specify?
got to decide.
Do you
You
have
don't
to
need to make
specify?
that decision now, though.
No, you don't need to
Oh,
make
okay.
that decision now. The decision needs to be made if we're going to go with a bonded.
And you have to be specific, you can't just say it's gonna encompass these 2 projects.
No, because the last time we did it, it lost because of that.
Yeah, we had to be real careful. 'Cause last time we got burned, it was too open-ended. People,
It's too vague.
yeah.
I was gonna ask about that. What's your percentage? When I saw it on the agenda, same thing,
Yeah.
Just because you list 2 doesn't mean you have to spend it on.
You don't determine that. I think the big thing is, whatever you say it's gonna be used for, it needs to be used for that, and so the more defined it is, the better it is, so.
people thought it was going to be put in a slush fund and spent for whatever the
Oh, I
board
see.
decided.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
No, I wouldn't like that.
So how close is the university to having this tweaked on their final proposal? I mean,
Well,
we've
they
been
need
talking
direction-
about that since
They
October
need
or so.
direction from you on what you want to
Right.
mark, what they want them to educate the people on.
The bones are there, they just need the
I
final
got an
details.
example pamphlet that I got then about Thanksgiving. We have not responded since. Of course, they've been on Christmas break and everything else. This will be a new class coming in for the most part. But we've got a rough draft enough that Napa can put it together for here on out. I would say less than a month, it could all be ready for
When
distribution.
do we have to have the resolution into the county?
No, I haven't done that math yet. It's gonna move.
Does it have to
it's
be
gonna move
March first or
fast.
February?
Well, might even be in February.
Yeah, it has to be, we always figure it's gotta be,
like
for the
50
general
days.
election, it has to be in by the end of August. So I think you're looking at maybe 2 meetings before you need to have that resolution passed.
Then we have a facility committee, so I think when we reach out to Julie tomorrow, we'll get us, and then who's on facilities? Is it you two? Okay. But I think that's the biggest piece, right, Terry? When they just need to know what the money's going towards. We can figure out the rest. We can estimate how much we're going to bring in. Of course, that'll change as we get more commercial businesses if we do.
I forget it. I calculated on 2024 taxes, and I don't remember the number, it was like 75 to 84,000, someplace in that range,
That's what I was going to say.
Which-
50, yeah,
which would be enough revenue to pay,
your loan.
yeah, to pay the loan for this, and there should be some left over. I did the math, it's on the sheet someplace. I may even give you a copy, I don't remember.
I think that's pretty much the only thing she really, we needed to know.
Yeah.
We,
You just gotta decide if you're gonna forward measure
and then she wants to do, a mailer, and of course it'll be just the facts, though.
we cannot promote it, it's just gotta be educational, that's the only thing that we can do.
March 2nd is our deadline, 5 p.m.
March 2nd. We got a little time.
That's not too bad, that's doable.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. I will email Julie tomorrow and schedule something virtually probably, or you can come in if you want.
Moving on to item number 11, discuss possible action, approve or deny minutes as typed from previous meeting. I get a motion to approve minutes as typed.
Motion to approve minutes is typed.
Second,
Any discussion?
So voting on the motion, second to approve minutes. Terry,
Yes,
John,
yes,
Dan,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 12, discuss possible action, approving claims.
Just a few additions, nothing major.
I got a couple questions.
Fire away.
Item 122, our cardboard. Is that where it's been? It seems we've been paying $2,000 a month for that.
Oh yeah.
did you say 22 or 120?
Yeah.
It just seems like it's higher.
1,900 sometimes, but yeah, it's
said 20.
it's gonna be really high this next month. So we dumped it probably 3 times in a week.
What did we spend last year on that?
Total?
Yeah.
That's 120.
Close to 30.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 30. 'Cause I think we budgeted 15 this year with a 15 matching grant. So
Okay,
it's
I'm just sure.
expensive. Very.
And then, item 128, exterior lights. Did we get the lights fixed outside the building? Is that what that is?
Yep. So we had one. Actually, I think one was an outlet, and then 2 of them had the dawn dusk switch was bad. So
Okay.
that's what that. So there's 2 of them. Yep, they're both fixed.
And then 144 and 145, the internet. Are we paying $350 a month for internet here?
Mhm. And
That seems
300
excessive.
And 307 at the sewer plant. That's
Why
all
is it so
the-
high?
It's all the lines we have out there that come in. We've had Windstream out to look before, and they've explained it. It didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but it's with all the, I don't know, your little switchboard out there, all the, I don't know.
Huh.
But yeah, it's been that way since I've been around.
Okay, that just seemed excessive because I know when I pay for my internet at home and it isn't anywhere near that.
No, it's not cheap.
Can't you just run it off your phone, Nick?
Good try. Yes, Verizon, we have Verizon at the office. We were kind of skeptical to bring that down here because it's not as fast. And I don't know, just all of your equipment, we just didn't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
They took a look at
I
it.
just was
Hopefully-
curious. It just seemed excessive.
Maybe at the new facility, we'll have a better idea of how everything runs. Most of the guys that came down and looked had no idea. It's just kind of a mess up out there.
Maybe Al will eventually get out here.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be out west. Got cable out there.
Hey, I got a question on number 87.
87.
Should that have needed board approval for that dollar figure?
Oh, well, probably should have.
And the second half of that is okay, it's got the lifeguard shirts on it, but how do we know what size we're getting?
We
Not sure we compared them yet, so.
Yeah, and this is a very late bill. She did
Okay.
she did these shirts probably back in, what do you think, April, Dan?
Yes, it's been a while.
And we just got a bill just now. It was late.
This is last year's bill then.
Hmm.
Okay, that answers my question, period.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because I've been on them about trying to get this stuff done because the guys were asking. I mean, our previous employee that's left us, he was needing shirts.
now we got extras.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what that's about.
I got one quick question too. 121, I guess this might be directed at Bryce. 4747 for wiper fluid and a fuse kit seems a little excessive. How big is the fuse kit and wiper fluid from O'Reilly's? Must have been a pretty big fuse kit and a lot of wiper fluid. Or are they that expensive there?
The fuses were mostly what was expensive.
Yeah. Were they just normal fuses or were they something
There
special?
was a fuse kit that came with a few different ones because some truck used for the fuse every time you look at the box. But anyways, I bought some spares for that.
So usually I get mine off Amazon fairly cheap. Might look there next time, but if it keeps blowing fuses, might have to look into why it's blowing fuses.
I see. Yeah, look at the lines. They also make those the relays where they get hot and you let them cool down.
It's more of a
reset.
breaker.
The cool ones that reset.
What fuse is it that pops? What's it run?
The auxiliary light.
Auxiliary lights? Might have a short or something somewhere.
There's something in that.
I think those aren't those strobes?
Yeah.
Or maybe we should look into putting LEDs on it.
Just run new wires instead of, something's causing them to blow,
It's
so,
like a factory switch. It's made for the light up,
yeah.
But yeah, there's a short somewhere. Whenever you dump the box,
So,
it pops the fuse.
Probably bad ground.
Yep.
And then I bought it
Pour
for
too much
wiper
in.
blades for both, for the dump truck and.
Oh,
Wiper
maybe
blades
it's
are
supposed to,
Oh, that
maybe
doesn't-
it's supposed to say wiper blades.
yeah, wiper blades are
I
expensive.
got wiper fluid on here, so
Last year it had one break, and I ended up having to drive to O'Reilly's in the snow to get one to come back, so I bought extras this year.
Wiper
Gotcha.
blades
For
are
both
really
trucks.
expensive anymore.
they are, they're at least $20 a piece.
Better all have an extra wipers.
I just wiper fluid and fuses, I was like, man, that should have been like $10.
It was probably,
Might have been a typo.
probably wiper blades,
That's, okay, that makes
So
more
would-
sense.
That would make more sense.
two sets.
Yep,
Yeah, that would make.
that definitely makes more sense, sorry, thank you. Anything else on claims? Okay. Can I get a motion to accept the claims?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on claims. No further discussion, I should say. Voting on the motion second to approve claims. Terry,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
John,
Yes,
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item 13, report from attorney.
December was a fairly busy month. Most of my, I think the time that came out was working on the fire and rescue facility contract and bid documents with the architect. Um, Beginning of the month of December, it was trying to get the bid docs put together so they could start advertising it. We got that done, and then the contract was kind of a problem, and so we spent a couple days before Christmas going back and forth with the architect. So I think that's, and what has happened was I had a lot of inquiries because the bidders had a lot of questions about the bid documents, and they wanted more clarification, and so the architect's contract was not fleshed out enough, so we were going back and forth to make sure that they could answer the questions of the bidders. I think the bid is coming in, is it the 16th? 15th or
That
16th?
Thursday, whatever
Okay.
day that is, yeah.
So that's coming in, and they'll be here to open the bids, I believe. So I'm guessing the next meeting you may have that to look
Yep,
at.
the 20th, they'll have the bids in. So,
And as you may recall, our interlocal with the rural is that both boards need to accept that bid. And I'm not sure how they intend to do that, if they're going to come. We had talked about having a joint meeting for that purpose, so that they could open them at the same time. I probably need to talk to the rural to
Yeah,
see
let
if they
me
want
ask
to come
about
in as
that
a special meeting to meet with that during our meeting, maybe.
our next regular one.
Yeah, so that's coming up. As Nick said, I've taken a look at a few documents for him in that ordinance. The Yasha property deed was filed. Nick and I worked on to make sure that we didn't have to file anything, to make sure that the real estate exemption was on it, and I think we figured out that we don't have to file anything. The current assessor is not requiring it. The old assessor required that we do that periodically, but it doesn't look like this one will. We did hear on the 30th of December, I got an email from the USDA indicating that the state director is going to approve our request to remove the south part of the lot to build the fire department on from the USDA mortgage. And so they said they were going to sign it late last week and get it out to us. I haven't seen it yet, but that was good news. We had to renew the SAM renewal for our EFCA as well, and I got that done yesterday. We've been checking on unlicensed vehicles today. The easements for the construction, just the temporary easements, I think we got those done in December. We're going to meet with Barbara tomorrow to talk a little bit more about that, at least for the first project on F Street coming up. Got our litigation in Cass County, so I've been working on that as well. Those trials are set for the end of the month. We'll be discussing that further on number 15 tonight in executive session. I think that's it.
Any questions for Maureen? Seeing none, on item number 14, report from clerk/treasurer.
Okay, fiscal year 25 audit. I'm going to say it's 95% complete. I'm done on my end, just waiting for the auditor to finalize. We approved the final bill on that, so maybe he's waiting to get that money, and then I'll submit that in service after. End of year municipal water and wastewater filings were submitted to the state of Nebraska. 2025 well pumping data kind of just gives you an idea of what we pumped. The total was just under 39,500,000 gallons for the year. 2025 village taxes, we'll be up to those tomorrow morning with Mary's Tax Service. Working on an annual meeting for EFGA in January. And we've got some applications received for the vacant public works position, so we'll get with HR here soon and go over those. Second page is your account. Let's see, no, treasurer's report ending November 30th. Total income was $85,698. And your back page is your account balances, checking, CDs, savings. I guess some of that's on the list, but the Marine said we went around doing licensed vehicles over the last couple days, and I don't know how many there were, probably 25, 30 letters will be going out here pretty soon, so. Anything else for the office? Questions, comments?
I got a question, comment here for, I don't know, Terry, are you the one been doing the report here?
Yeah.
So on the vehicle hours and mowers and that, when you do this, can you do like you did like the 18, the golf carts, like the previous time you had, so I kind of know where we were at previously for hours or miles? Like next time you do it, just put, like, today you give us, as of this day, this is where it was. Then we kind of know where it was and what we're using it at.
Yeah, we've got 2 pickups that I can't get the mileage because they got service indicators, and they're stupid service indicators.
Mm-hmm.
You know, might be able to disconnect the battery, reconnect it.
Yeah.
But
Can we get Bruce to read it or Claire?
I don't know.
They keep coming back once you take them off.
Yeah, they keep,
One's a tire pressure, I don't know what it is.
yeah, the tire sensor modular needs to be serviced, it says. Well,
What that usually is the battery and the little sensor in the friggin' rim, Matt.
Yeah, probably.
the other one says uh, the bag needs to be serviced.
Airbag,
Whatever, airbag needs to be.
Okay, well, I'm just do the best you can. Just give me something that we start with.
Is that airbag the one that's got a recall?
Yeah, we have a recall constant.
Yeah.
But basically, we're putting about 10,000 miles a year on black pickup and very few on the other 2.
Okay.
But yeah, the mowers, you know, we've got probably, depending a little bit, you know, this year maintenance guys, they each ran one, so it saved the newer mower a little bit, but they went almost 2 months longer than we usually do. Usually we're done 1st October, and they went into November. But the older mower, I'm going to say, yeah, maybe 2 more years, and then.
How is the older mower? Is it still pretty sound yet? The hydro's same week in it, or is it doing okay?
Pretty good. It's still really strong. The part about it is the seats. They'll beat you up pretty good.
Why don't we get it fixed?
Sure. Right.
We're gonna keep it a couple more
It's the
years.
shops or, you know, but they're.
Yeah, say we're gonna keep it a couple more years. We gotta look at it. I think, real expensive. I think we should probably fix it.
What's wrong with the seat?
The suspension's gone.
Suspension.
Yeah.
The problem with it, it's probably going to be a $400 or $500 fix. So
Yeah, but still, I mean,
About 2 hours is all they're back to take.
I was just gonna say, if someone's got to ride in that thing for freaking 5 to 7 hours a day, I would think we should probably fix the seat. That's just my opinion.
But if you have one more man next year, you know, that actually just does nothing but mow, he's going to be using the new one all the time. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Get a price on
Well,
it.
one thing I will say on ATV, UTV, golf cart license plates, we're probably going to, for 2027, we're going to need to order more plates. I assume you want to just use the same style and
I think we
get
should just stick-
higher numbers.
Yep, just stick with what we got and go from the last number.
Buy another 100.
Yeah. Just go from where we left off and go to the next number.
Because they last a long time.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll need to replace the plates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your decision when or if. I figured we could go out for a couple more years.
I would think so. Mine's still fine.
My ours is still really good.
Okay, we'll get 100 more. Alright,
That's good. Anything else? On to item number 15, discuss possible action confer with village attorney regarding Cass County case CRS 25-651 and 25-652 and 25-653 and CR 25-655. So,
Yeah, we'd be looking for a motion to go into executive session to discuss.
Yeah, that's pending, for the purposes of pending litigation.
can I get a motion to go into executive discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Voting on the motion second to go into executive session at 8:10 PM to discuss pending litigation. Voting on that. Terry.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried. And